I am so ridiculously excited to talk about this movie considering I have been waiting a whole ass year to check this movie out. So if you're just as excited as I am, then let's head on over to the review. Welcome back, film fans. This is Let's Be Real with Brad. Today on the channel, I want to talk about my second most anticipated film of the entire year, the epic science fiction film called Dune. Dune is directed by Denis Villeneuve and it stars a massive ensemble cast. It is the second film adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel Dune, as the first being David Lynch's 1984 film. The film is set in the far future following Paul Atreides as he and his family, the noble House Atreides, are thrust into a war for the dangerous desert Arrakis between the native Fremen people and the enemy invaders, the House Harkonnen. This is a kind of movie that I have been wanting to see for such a long time, considering that Denis Villeneuve is one of the best working directors today, as I have pretty much seen every single one of his films. So now that we have finally got Dune, I can officially say that this movie matched my expectations, as I thought this was going to be one of the best movies of the year. So far right now, it is the best movie of 2021 so far. So let's just dive right into my positives already, because I am just so excited talking about this movie. And we first got to start with the directing. Denis Villeneuve again proves he is one of the best directors working today, because the shot selections in this movie are truly masterclass. I was literally blown away by the amount of amazing shots in this movie that felt so grand and epic. He was the perfect choice to make this movie, as you do feel like his passion, his creativity, and all of his effort went into this movie, because there is no single aspect of this movie that ever feels cheap, lazy, or stupid in any way. Another positive I have with this movie is the cinematography. Greig Fraser did an amazing job with this movie, and I think should be nominated for Best Cinematography at the Academy Awards so far with the movies that we've had, because this is a beautiful, and I mean beautiful looking film. I was so mesmerized by all the colors that this movie was able to pop off, and so many different scenes in this film. My next positive with this movie has to be the music. Hans Zimmer is easily one of the best composers of all time. He just proves himself again and again with this film, because the score of this movie is so ridiculously epic and grand, and it was giving me goosebumps the entire time it was going on. And at many parts throughout the film, the score was telling the story, giving us the feeling and emotion that we need as the audience. All the other technical aspects in this movie, like the costume design, the production design, and the editing, were truly fantastic in this movie. When it comes to massive blockbuster films, I am very critical when it comes to the visual effects, because I think that these movies should look and feel amazing. At times, I didn't even know what was CGI or what was practical effects. Were they on a green screen? Because the whole movie just looks perfect, especially with this amazing budget, which is only around $165 million. The next positive I have with this movie is the screenplay. I found the screenplay in this movie to be excellent, as I really felt like the writers of this movie were able to make the source material come to life. Over the years, Dune has been considered a novel that you could not turn into a film adaptation, just because the lore of it is so massive, and so many parts of the novel are so intricate and complex that even has a dictionary in the back of the novel. For Denis Villeneuve and the writers to be able to make the source material come to life, and being able to take its time to present the characters, to know everything that's going on, I thought that the writing was so damn good in this movie, especially the dialogue that never felt like it was shoving exposition in your face every single second. And I felt like the characters' dynamic between each other was very interesting, and I wanted to know more about this world. Now, the last positive I have with this movie is the performances. Everybody in this movie is fantastic. Timothée Chalamet, who plays Paul Atreides, is fantastic in this movie, and I thought he was the perfect choice to play Paul. Rebecca Ferguson, Oscar Isaac, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård. Everyone is amazing in this movie and gives phenomenal performances. Everyone has terrific chemistry with one another, and I was totally lost into these characters. Now, let's dive into my one negative that I have with this movie, and it's only one negative, and that is about maybe the first 30 to 40 minutes of the film. The first 30 to 40 minutes do feel relatively more slow than the rest of the movie because the movie as a whole has a very slow pacing, which I loved, by the way, but the beginning of this film didn't get me all that invested because you're trying to set up this world and all the different characters and all the different storylines, because this movie, the source material, are massive with its lore and its characters and the story. So I felt like that maybe the beginning part of the movie should have flowed a little bit better. I should have felt a little bit more engaged with the characters here, but that is such a small criticism for this amazing movie. So overall, guys, Dune is my favorite and best movie of the entire year so far at the recording of this video. I absolutely love this movie so damn much, and I cannot wait to see this movie again in the biggest screen possible and just being able to enjoy myself. This is a movie I have to recommend seeing on the big screen if you safely can as possible, because this is an extravagant cinema experience whether you enjoyed this movie or not. I'm going to be giving Dune a 9 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I want to know down below in the comment section, have you heard of Dune? And if you have, are you excited for this movie? And if you have seen the movie, let me know your non-spoiler thoughts down below in the comment section. But before you check out this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a like if you want to, and ring that notification bell so I can see you all in the following review.